Oh, oh. Jesus. Hello? What the hell is going on, man? This is the second time this has happened now. It happened yesterday too, and this time it was even worse. I had to hard reset my PC, and then when I tried logging into Windows, it took like 5 minutes. Ugh. Anyway, I'm back now. I guess, you might as well get into this for the second part. Hey, Darth Revan, how's it going? Yeah, I saw the website. It is in French. Unfortunately, I don't speak French. I tried Google Translate. It was weird. But, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, we're back. Crap. I gotta reload this page, I think. Nope. That's the old one. Hold on. Another two-parter. I don't know what's going on with my PC, guys. A movie detailing the adventures of the Exile and Jolie has together. I don't think they ever met, the Exile and Jolie. By the time KoTOR 2 came along, Jolie had kind of vanished, I think. And you can find his robes if you're real lucky. But anyway. Yeah, Amy Hennig reacts to Jedi Fallen Order. Announce. Reveals more of her cancelled single-player Star Wars game. We were going to need playable characters in parallel sequences. You gotta go for a bit? Alright. That's okay. Less than 2 years ago, Uncharted creator Amy Hennig had her story-based single-player Star Wars game, codenamed Ragtag, shut down by EA. The message at the time, single-player games do not make money, or at least not enough, to continue justifying their existence. O ye of little faith and wisdom. And then the Battlefront 2 loot box drama happened. Yes. I mean, when it got so bad, the law had to get involved. The Exile was a wanderer, and they were the one to first make the pulling a bindo joke. Yeah, she did say so. He pulled a bindo, but I mean, actually, I don't remember what the context was in that. Soon acknowledging they knew him as some weird bald guy and that it was a long story. Yeah, she might have known him as that weird bald guy back when they were both still in the Jedi Order. But no, I think Jolie was pretty young still when he left the Jedi, I think. I don't know. They don't really make that particularly clear. Oh well, it's worth looking into. Cut to this weekend when Titanfall developer Respawn announced its story-based single-player Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. Released by EA, the publisher's promise now? There will be no multiplayer, no loot boxes, so please enjoy this single-player experience. Are you fucking kidding me? That's Amy Hennig in the distance when she heard that news. What better time than to check in with Amy Hennig on her reaction to EA's apparent U-turn on single player and to find out a little more about what her Ragtag project might have been. Friend of Eurogamer Evans Thirlwell spoke with Hennig at this weekend's Reboot Develop conference in Dubrovnik. Yes. Be sure to read his full interview on Eurogamer tomorrow morning. Here, though, is Hennig's immediate reaction to EA's reveal. It's odd, Hennig told Eurogamer. I have to be candid with you. I mean, it's coming from the EA Star Wars Twitter handle, so it's certainly part of the plan. but I don't know whether it's implicitly referencing previous comments they made after our project was killed. Go away. DBCA fan. Huh. Where was I? Yeah, there's so much change in this industry all the time. Over the course of my time at EA, we were back and forth on what the overall publishing corporation wanted. Everybody's trying to figure out what the right path is. I also think Respawn's game has the benefit of being largely developed before they were acquired. Really? Oh yeah, that's true. Before EA bought Respawn. I mean, that is true. Ain't gonna buy anything Disney or EA Star Wars. I mean, if you could do that, sure. You can, take it, product by product. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe Star Wars Fallen Jedi, Jedi Fallen Order ends up being a great game. It is a protected entity, and Vincent Pella makes very sure, because he's part of the executive team at EA. He is? Huh. He can protect the interests of Respawn. This is all speculation on my part. I don't know why the change of heart happened, because that was very clearly not an acceptable plan when we were working on Ragtag. But things change. The decision to cancel Ragtag was made in summer 2017. We found out in October 2017. So that's almost 2 years ago. And a lot has changed in that time. And there's been a pretty public and vocal backlash against the idea gamers don't want single player finite games without all the extra modes. And you got that right. Everybody took a turn shitting on EA after God of War came out. I mean, they wanted to rub that in their faces. For all we know, some people bought the game over and over again just to spite them. Unfortunately, I don't own a PlayStation 4. I'm banking on the hope that if the rumors are true, that PlayStation 5 will be backwards compatible. So hopefully I'll have the money by then, buy one and play everything I missed. Of course they do. Of course we do. So maybe this is just a demonstration of a change of strategy for EA. Maybe. We should make KoTOR abridged. Jolie is like Popo, Reverend is like a Solo, and forgets who could use the Force. HK is like Vegeta. Who's gonna be the brain dead idiot? EA can pull Black Ops 4 or Atten. EA can pull Black Ops 4 with Fallen Order. What are the odds that Cal Crestas will be put in the Battlefront 2 next year? Probably very low. Krillin is Atten. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's see, you going on speculation, yeah. And you've got to understand that there's been huge changes in management there. Since all of this happened as well, both Patrick Soderlund and Jade Raymond have left in the meantime, and Laura Meal, who was the franchise general manager for Star Wars when I joined, is now in Patrick's role. Really, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, I didn't hear about who replaced Patrick Soderlund at all, but hey, now I know. So I don't have any insider knowledge. But there's a lot of reasons they could have adopted a new attitude for this. And I'm glad for Respawn's sake, because I'm excited about their game, and I've heard great things about it. It's a very positive and political attitude to take. After they crushed your idea. Ragtag would have been a very different type of Star Wars single-player game, one which would have followed a motley crew of characters rather than Jedi, Fallen Order's tale of a solo protagonist and his droid buddy. Yeah, a lot of outsiders, I guess you'd call them. EA higher up. They probably don't think a game or anything Star Wars related would make any money without a Jedi in it. In fact, I heard something about that. That like there was something about, especially when they were developing Ragtag, where the higher ups at EA were upset that there weren't any Jedi in it because they're like, that's what sells. Put some Jedi in it. But I mean, come on, man. The Star Wars universe is so much more than that. It's a whole universe. Alright, Jordan. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later. Buddy. Hennig explained how it would have played and how it was inspired by the original Star Wars movies. I had to take what I'd figured out for Uncharted in terms of deconstructing pulp adventure and say, alright, Star Wars is also in that category, but it has certain things that are distinct, or at least distinct from our core inspiration, which was, of course, Indiana Jones. And one of those things, and I've talked about this before, is you stay with Indiana Jones the whole time. The other characters are side characters. They're companions. They're important to the story, but they're not co-protagonists. It's not really an ensemble in the classic sense. When we think about ensembles, we think about heist films, caper films, Where Eagles Dare, Dirty Dozen, Von Ryan's Express, The Expendables. Yeah, sure. All of these films are about this ragtag, hence the code name, group of individuals who have to come together. Jedi Cell, nothing else. Star Wars Bounty Hunter release, and the PlayStation Store as would like to have a word. Yeah, but man, they don't know. They don't. Strong adherence to our beliefs of the Force, etc. So I realized a couple of things. If we were going to make a Star Wars story, a lot of it would look and feel like Uncharted because it's in the same genre. But we needed to cut away to the villains, for one thing, which was something I never allowed us to do on Uncharted. If you look at those films, you don't really cut away from what Indy knows. There's a few exceptions, but you're more or less with him the whole time. That's right. There's never a scene where it's just the villains talking or anything. Indy is somewhere there. Star Wars, not only do we cut between villains, but we also cut between multiple protagonists. So you still go, okay, Luke is the hero of the story, but when you look at Han and Leia, they're co-protagonists. And then you look at Rogue One, the animated show Rebels, those are ensemble stories. That's the Star Wars DNA, right? I suppose it is. So I thought, okay, not only does that mean that we need really compelling AI for these characters, which makes me think of Elizabeth from Bioshock Infinite. Because, if her AI didn't work, then a lot of the game ends up falling apart. So that you could work like a well-oiled team, particularly if it's a caper crew. But we were going to need playable characters in parallel sequences, because that's how Star Wars works. You only accomplish your goals by working together or working in parallel or both. We would always point to the Death Star escape as a prime example of that. Han flies in, so let's blow this thing, go home. Yeehaw! You can imagine Sion being like Alucard. Well, he can't exactly summon, Cerberus familiars or anything like that. But, I mean, sure. Ragtag would have been similar in scope to one of Disney's ill-fated standalone Star Wars films, released in between the saga's big episodes. When Hennig signed on to make Ragtag, she was given insight into the franchise's entire upcoming slate. The roadmap originally when I joined, when I was working with Lucasfilm, a lot of it back then was top secret. The saga films, the standalone films, and where they were going to fall, the animated TV series building towards the live action TV series, and the games, all this stuff playing together, interlocking in this new canon. Yeah, transmedia storytelling. That's what they really wanted to crank out. It was very cool to think this game we were working on was just as relevant as the films, particularly the standalone films, because that's the best analogy. That it was being treated just as seriously, and that we were working through the story and all the original material we were creating for that reason. Obviously, it's disappointing not to be able to share the game we were developing, because I think it was really cool and pretty compelling. It's a shame that all that happened after the game was cancelled is what took for EA to realize that single player games can make money, as long as they stay the hell away from it. You know, if they just stay out of the way. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's all EA needs to do now. Let the developers develop. Stay out of the way. Just stay quiet. Don't fight it. Just let it happen. That's gonna be the captain. Oh, you guys still talking about that? That Screech being like that of a kid. Honestly, I don't feel like Disney doesn't take Star Wars seriously. You don't feel like Disney doesn't take Star Wars seriously. See, that's a double negative. Which means you're saying that Disney is taking Star Wars seriously. I mean, they spent like what, $1 billion buying this franchise? So I'm sure they're serious about making that money. But really, we're talking about EA here. Actually, we know that EA isn't taking Star Wars seriously because of what came out. I think it was Patrick Solan who didn't want to focus on making Star Wars games and instead wanted to focus more on their own IPs. But the company bought the deal, so they were stuck with it, kind of. I didn't mean to say does not. So saying that, okay, so your opinion is that Disney is not taking Star Wars seriously. Alright, okay. I got you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, despite some more hiccups, it's been an hour. So, yeah. It was nice again. This is getting easier and easier, even though I'm feeling kind of tired. And I really should stop taking showers that are so hot. I take really warm showers. But I'm not going to start taking cold showers. That's for psychotics. And man, it really drains me. I guess it's all the sweat. One time I almost passed out. I guess it's because I became dehydrated. I'm sweating all so much. Maybe I'll stop doing that. But yeah, I was tired yesterday too. Oh well. We should write a plot outline for KoTOR Bridge. Hey man, do it. Go ahead, band together, make that shit happen. You never know what might come out of it. And then when it does happen, when you start, it blows up, it gets big, you start doing like interviews and shit, you can say, it was thanks to this YouTube channel. What was it called again? Damn it, I can't remember it. Never mind, not important. And people just gloss over it, and meanwhile I'm watching like, oh, come on. and just watch you guys surpass me. Was there another problem with the stream earlier? Oh yeah, oh there was a problem, all right. Hell, there was a problem with my old computer. The stream stopped, my computer froze. I had to do a hard reset of the computer, and then when I tried logging into back into Windows, it took like 5 minutes. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But I don't know, I have to figure it out. Maybe I'll like restart my computer before every stream or something. Maybe I might do it. Or maybe I just need less programs open, but that doesn't make any sense. Come on, man. There's a powerful computer, kinda. Well, not really. Okay, it was powerful 6 years ago, but still, it should be able to handle a couple of tabs. You thought I started just 17 minutes ago? Nah, unfortunately, this is part 2. Again, part 1 was earlier. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I'm still hoping to man, I have a dream. I have many dreams, but I have one particular dream, which is to one day build a whole computer completely from scratch. Get all the parts together, build a whole new PC. Because this PC is, I'm telling you, man, it's a PC that's been cobbled together over the course of almost 2 decades. It's got some parts, I think one part actually left from a PC going back all the way to like 2003, 2005. I think I talked about it in Static once, where if you replaced everything on the PC, is it still the same PC? Can it handle the epicness of Pong? Shit. For all I know, maybe it can, maybe it can't. It might be able to handle Battlefield 4, but Pong? Shit. You might need a couple of supercomputers to do that. But yeah, parts get so obsolete so quickly, but it's not really that much of an issue. How about Space Pinball? And I used to play that. I used to play that a lot back in the day. It's not in Windows 10 though, unfortunately. I think I can find it though and install it, but it was a pretty good pastime. I never could get into Minesweeper though, except for maybe a very short stint. But I was like, screw this, I'm gonna go play something else. Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream on Friday. At least not at 9, because I'm at my brother's house. I don't know if he's gonna want me doing. He's gonna do something. Bro, it's not supposed to be a PC. It's supposed to be a boat. Yeah, the boat. You've replaced every part of the boat. It's still the same boat. I can't remember the name of the boat, but someone told me once, but I can't remember. But yeah, it's the same with a boat or a PC or an axe. The same thing, which is from my favorite book, John Dies at the End, by David Wong. Great book, really funny. But I don't read all that much anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will be streaming tomorrow because, like I said, I gotta keep practicing. I think it might be a great thing to develop a skill like this. Even if no one's watching, just a skill to be able to just be able to talk. Just keep going. This book is full of spiders. Yes, that's the sequel. They couldn't leave well enough alone with KoTOR. Yeah, but yeah, they own it now. And if worse comes to worse, then we can just ignore it and pretend like it never happened. And the best case scenario for me, if they do make some sort of Knights of the Old Republic media product, then the best case scenario is people get curious and they go on YouTube and they search Knights of the Old Republic and they land on my channel. That would be great for me. What the hell did I just read? Is the final Wong trilogy? Yeah. The levitating Jamaican. Man, that guy's great. That guy's a really good writer. He's an inspiration too. He's like, he was working a dead end job, and then one day, he was like, he wants to be a writer. So every day, he just started slow. He said I write at least one article a week. And that's how he started. And he made that website, pointlesswasteoftime.com, which doesn't exist anymore. That was a great website. I can't even find it in archives anymore, man. But, oh well. And I eventually went to work for crack.com. I'm watching, so someone's watching, so keep it up. Yeah, apparently, according to YouTube, 9 people's watching. But if it's counting me also having it so I can read the chat, then that's 8 people watching. But, yeah, people are watching, man. Which is kind of surprising to me. I really didn't think anybody would be interested in all this. And I especially decided to keep it at an hour long because, 1, I didn't know if I could keep going for too long, and 2, I didn't want to end up boring anybody. And especially people who decide if they're going to watch the VODs, then I don't need people to have to take a day off to watch them. So an hour a day, I figured is a good balanced amount of training. If the Old Republic canon turns out bad, I'll just ignore it. Like that thing. Yeah, that's that thing you're mentioning. That thing that doesn't exist. The Library of Alexandria has an archive of every web page on printed paper stored away. Our Library of Alexandria was burned down. 8 is better than 7. This is true. My girlfriend is watching with me, so it's like 10. Hey, there you go. We don't talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. Ugh, damn it, you tricked me into saying it. Well, yeah, we don't talk about that. Man, what the hell were they thinking? Yeah. I think like KoTOR HBO TV show wouldn't be bad. KoTOR is a lot more complicated and dark than mainstream Star Wars films or shows. She really needs to find a platform that isn't really catered. This is true. I think that would be better. I think all these people trying to make a movie based on a video game are fooling themselves. You need the space for character development and such. We were referred to DBE as that thing that doesn't exist. Or, I mean, it's basically the Dragon Ball equivalent of, the hell is that dude's name? The dude with no nose. No nose. No nose, the nose. No one knows how the nose grows. Voldemort. That guy, yeah. Basically the DBZ equivalent of Voldemort. A tail ain't nothing but a large booty. A booty ain't nothing but a butt. Shake your ass. That's from GTA San Andreas. You're so cross-eyed when you cry. You're gonna be so cross-eyed when you cry. Tears roll down your back. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, hold on. Speaking of Star Wars shows, I'm actually hyped for The Mandalorian. Don't know how I'm gonna watch it though. Don't know how you're gonna watch it. I'll figure something out. I'm pretty sure there's a truck that drives by around here, and certain things fall from it from time to time, and you can just go and collect it. So keep an eye out for that truck. Wink, wink. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Yeah, that reminds me of this article I wrote, because you remember E3 2018, 2017? I don't remember anymore. But EA came out and did that disgusting press conference, and they announced that new Command and Conquer's mobile game that came out apparently, and I didn't even realize it was that much of a failure. People didn't even care enough to acknowledge it. But I'm like, you guys are such idiots. Looking at the game from the demo they played, I was like, it's a perfectly fine game, but what were you thinking calling it Command and Conquer? What are you doing? You're just taking a shit all over the entire fan base. All they had to do was call it something else, anything else. But they didn't. They could have called it Blue Babooned Ass Trailer Hunter, some nonsense. But they didn't. Ah, the fools. EA, man. The show looks pretty cheap. Mandalorian is out. Hey, man, Carl Weathers is in it. And you got Carl Weathers, Carl Weathers, old Mandalorian. He might be able to impart some good Mandalorian wisdom. Like, there's still a lot of meat on that bone. Now you take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broad potato. Baby, you got a stew going. Good, wholesome Mandalorian wisdom. Very good directors on it, and they seem to be very passionate. Carl Weathers, he could play Jolie. Yeah, maybe, yeah. He could play Jolie too, I suppose. Reverend comes along, because, in the game, Reverend used to talk to him all the time. So maybe in an angry way, you could just tell him, don't worry about it, man. The Sith, sure, yeah, we gotta stop him, but at the end of the day, all we can really do is buckle down, dig deep, go to the craft service, get some bacon, throw it in a pot, add some broad potato. Next thing you know, you got a stew going. I'm not really excited for Mandalorian. I'm not really all that excited for much these days, really. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm very, very neutral. Very just like, yeah, when it happens, it happens. I'm not, I guess I'm just not, I don't know. I'm not really that much of I'm not really an excitable person. I just kind of let things happen. I'm looking forward to some stuff, sure. Like, The Outer Worlds, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not foaming at the mouth for it. But I'm not foaming at the mouth for anything. Yeah, fellow change. I'll see you later too, because it's time, man. I've gone for another half hour. This is getting too long now. I think this is good. Though I am catching my stride here talking. This is good. But yeah, I think that's enough. Everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow again, same time. Wait, hold on. I have a great idea. Somebody must do 3 audiobooks with Jolie's stories. Each of them would be 2 to 3 hours. They barely lasted like 4 minutes in the game. But they could invite the original actor to voice Jolie once again. Well, they're going to have to stretch out those stories then. I don't know how you're going to stretch out the story about the snake, or him and his wife, the crash, what else was I'm forgetting something obvious here. I mean, he said that the Sith make a mean sandwich. 1,000 4-minute stories would be nice. Ah, man. I don't know about that. Anyway, people. since I gotta get out of here Friday, I gotta get out of here on Friday. I gotta make sure I finish the static episode by tomorrow and have it go up on Saturday. But then I gotta work on esports list too. Oh man. I'll figure it out. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's your song for the day. Have a. What was that thing from the Truman Show again? And if I don't see you, have a good day, good afternoon, and good night. Something like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. I remember back when I was in middle school, there was this girl, and she had some pretty severe psychological issues. Never found out what it was. but she was strong too, man. She made it even worse. She beat the shit out of this guy this one time. And this other time she jumped off a balcony and started running off, and a couple of people showed up in a truck and tied her up and tossed her in the truck and drove away. But then there was this one time, man, I was just sitting. It was in free period. I was just sitting there. And then next thing you know, I hear people screaming. And she comes running out of a classroom like a bat out of hell, just hauling ass. And she runs right out of the school through this little like goat's path that's near the school, and just just rushes off. I mean, this isn't a shit story, but by the sound of things, it probably should have been, because for all I know, maybe she would have come after me, beat the shit out of me, but I doubt it. We didn't know each other. Never spoke to her. She was wearing glasses too, so people started calling her RoboCop or Terminator or some shit. But anyway, yeah. She ran off through the goat's path, came out at an open road, and right there's also a bus stop. And my cousin, who went to this other school nearby, he was standing at that bus stop when she ran out. And now my other cousin, who went to the same school as me, with some other people, ran after her. She shows up, she looks around all frantic, and then starts running towards the city. And now my cousin rushes out, so my other cousin sees him, going, "Where'd she go? Where'd she go?" They run after her. I don't know why they ran after her, because they obviously weren't really interested in catching her or anything, but I don't know, it was all a thing. It was weird. There were some weird times at that school. Maybe I'll remember some more details about it. Anyway.